What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are going to talk about two different cryptos in this video today. We'll talk about Zora first and then KTA afterwards. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Zora, again, will be the first one that we talk about. So here we are at about 9 cents right now for Zora. 9 hours and 45 minutes left in this day, this wonderful day here. We are finding support at prior areas of resistance, support and resistance back here. Overall, we're in this consolidation phase here with higher lows and lower highs. It looks like we kind of want to bleed out of this, and maybe we do. It's funny because throughout most of this range, I've expected that we would go below 8 cents again, and we just haven't done it. And then my last video, not yesterday, but the day before, I was starting to think, maybe we don't go below 8 cents. Maybe we're just going to continue to consolidate here until we get to a breaking point, and then we'll break out to the upside. But starting to linger, it seems, at the base of this area here, it might make sense that we do roll over, in which case, again, from a low to a high, maybe it's time to consider prices that are just below 8 cents. Maybe as low as 6.3 cents even. As crazy as that might sound, wouldn't that be perfect? Everybody's so bullish on Zora. Nobody was bullish on it here. Right? We were. We called the low perfectly. Couldn't have, go check, right? September 30th, go check. The internet keeps receipts. We called it perfectly, okay? We called it here too, talking about buying Zora. Anyways, wouldn't it make perfect sense that as soon as everybody's bullish on it, then we go down to these areas where you wish you could have bought, people will sell, and then we go up. Then the real breakout happens. I don't know. It'd be rather poetic, but I don't know if we go that low. You know, being here at 9 cent right now with all the attention that's on Zora, all the hype, it's hard to imagine that we drop down to 6.3 cents or lower. How much of a percentage drop would that be? It is the golden ratio though, so that's fine. 30% drop, 35% drop, and from the high, that's an overall 50% drop or like 49. Yeah, it's like a 50% drop or more. As crazy as it is, man, I mean, that kind of stuff happens. That stuff happens in the midst of even fantastic rallies, right? Like here, you dropped from a high to a low 50% on the dot, and you still built after that. You still went up way higher, you know what I mean? And you dropped rather immediately, too. And you've seen big drops here even. This was probably like a 40% drop or a 30% drop. 38% drop right there, you know? It can happen. Don't think that it can't. Here's the deal. I'm not calling for the price to go down to 6.3 cents or lower. I'm not calling for this. I'm just saying if it were to happen. And again, I want to be clear. I'm not calling for this to happen. It's the golden ratio zone. That's why we're talking about it. And we're talking about it specifically because if it happens, you should not panic here. Remember? Oh man, I wish I could have bought down here. Well, if it goes down here, you better not sell. Right? It's a great area to buy. It's a really great area to buy. So if that happens, take your licks, take your wounds, right? Go to sleep, wake up the next day, and everything's going to be fine. We're going to be moving up. If you wanted to buy it here because of the upside prospects, guess what? Those upside prospects are still going to happen even at that low point. So don't get caught up if that happens. But I'm not calling for that to happen. At this point, I'd be more considerate of something that is closer to 8 cents, right? Something like around here in this area where you found some turbulence both as resistance and support back here. So that's kind of what I'm considering at the moment. But let's look at the short-term stuff. Okay, we've done a lot of talking so far, not so much analysis. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, the RSI has rejected the overbought zone, which isn't good, right? This whole time you've actually had no problem getting into the overbought zone every single damn time. You had a problem with it here and you did not do it there. Not enough volume, not enough momentum. I don't know what gives. Maybe there's too much attention on KTA or other cryptos. Bit of a flat base here. Right? Have you noticed really throughout this range, we look at this, right, with all these higher lows. I'm going to pull this line down because I did not put it appropriately at all. You notice the reaction that we're having here, right? Look at that. Boom, beautiful. Boom, beautiful. And then boring and then beautiful again. Beautiful, back down, beautiful. Beautiful reactions every time. And nothing beautiful at all. In fact, we've gone below the line. Now we're in an ugly situation. It's no longer beautiful, it's ugly, and there's no volume to save the day. So a lot of volume. A lot of volume at the tops. I think there's a lot of distribution going on, and I think really we are shaping up to break out here. So perfect. Do that. Would love to see it from a low to a high. Let's just see if this agrees with anything that we've gone over. Low to high. Golden ratio right there at 8.2 to 7.9 cents. It's perfect. It's perfect. I feel like a genie. I'm a genie in a bottle. You just rubbed me the right way, and I just gave you the magical price prediction of your dreams. This is going to be an accurate expectation of what happens, you guys. We're going to go down to 8.3 to 7.8 cents, let's say, something in there, in that range. We'll find support, and then we will move up. If I'm wrong, 6.3 cents will probably hold. 6 cents itself will hold, but 1 hour RSI looks bearish here, so stochastics look bearish, and the MACD as bullish as you were, you are shaping up to be bearish right now. 4-hour time frame. Looking at this again, of course, I think it's just obvious that we are going to break out to the downside. I mean, how often do you grind an area like this and then you don't break out to the downside? Let's just find an example. I don't know. And here, to be fair, you grinded out this area, but see, this is, you still found support at various areas. Here, we're just literally it's totally different. We're literally grinding it out. Kind of grinded it out here, but not really. I don't know. I would think that we go lower. I can't really find any examples of what I'm talking about. And that's okay. We don't need any examples. It's a new chart, you know. To me, it looks like we had this ascending triangle here, and we've broken out of it. That's what it looks like here, right? Literally, on the day that I was like, we're not going to break out of it. We're probably going to move up higher. Now it's looking like we're going to break out. And now that I've said that, we can move up. That's probably what's going to happen. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. MACD looks bearish. Yeah, you've converted from the oscillators coming down, finding support at the zero. You've actually broken below the zero. Now you're building bearish momentum. I'm very confident we're going down, guys. I don't think I need to spend too much more time on this. So inevitably, let's just talk about this, okay? High to low here. Inevitably, you will go higher. But first, I think we will see prices down at about 7.8 cents, maybe 8.2 cents, somewhere in that range, okay? Can we go lower? Absolutely. And are we fine if we go lower? Absolutely. So don't fret. But when it comes time to going higher, which will be soon enough, right? November, we should be seeing prices that are as high as 21 cents, 32 cents, and potentially even beyond that in November, okay? That's anything from a 2.3x to a 3.5x before the end of November. We absolutely could see higher prices, but the first target zone to, I think, focus on would be about 21 to 32.6 cents, something here, okay? With this overall consolidation phase that we're dealing with here, I highly doubt that we're going to stop in our first target zone. I think that we have more growth to go. But again, this is your primary target zone for a reason. You probably do find some form of turbulence here, and then you continue to move higher. I would expect going into December, you will see higher prices. But it is possible that you see higher prices than this. I mean, if the highest I'd give you by the end of November, who am I to judge? But I mean, maybe you break $1. Maybe you break $1 in November. I would think that we break $1 by the end of the year, though. Regardless if it's by the end of November or not, I think we will break it by the end of the year. $2 might be reserved for 2026, and I think that as time goes on, we will start to see prices at $4.20 to a $15 target by the end of the cycle. That's our end of cycle prediction. So that's Zora. Let's move on to KTA. Okay, KTA here. Looking at KTA. Now we're talking about KTA today because, man, it's down. It is down. I definitely bought the top recently. We also bought, back over here. We bought like at this area. We bought, or was it? It was like right here at this area. So we bought right here, and we also talked about buying down here as well. I didn't buy down here, but we talked about it. We did talk about it because on a daily time frame, the MACD was very, very bullish, right? We had some bullish divergence going on. I chose some other projects to buy. I already have some KTA, right? We had KTA from back here, from way, way back, even before this chart's existence. And then just buying more, I like to diversify, but in retrospect, it might have been a really good idea to buy down here because we're up about 84%. Even though we're down 10% today, it's not a big deal, right? This thing's going to come back. There's actually a lot of I've noticed a lot of bull posting on KTA. Look, Luke Belmar's posting about it. Am I following him? Let's give Luke Belmar a follow. Shout out to Luke. Anyways, let's see here. Right here, yeah, Crypto Frog. The KTA team has been absolutely grinding over the past week. There's been many huge achievements like their Coinbase listing, merchandise store. I don't really care about that. I don't think anybody does. Final testing for the identity anchor. Hey, that's cool, and much, much more. The fact that KTA has held up so strong during this period. Yeah. All the true. Let's see. This is what I think Ty, the CEO, said. I'm pretty sure this is Ty, right? I think. No, that's not Ty. That is somebody different. I don't know who he is. You've got similar hair. He's just got a better hairline. That's a good-looking guy right there. You're a good-looking man, sir. Kudos to your parents and good genetics there. It's been another productive week at KTA with major progress across all fronts. Let's see. Listed on Coinbase marketing, significant step, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? There was something. Development continues to move forward. Where is it? Okay, this is what I was looking at. On the development side, which is the important stuff, we've been conducting final tests for the identity anchor, which is set to go live in the coming days. And this was, it says today at 5:43 p.m. I think this was yesterday. So in the coming days, there's this identity anchor, which I don't know how big of a deal that is or not, but it's something that apparently they're excited about. Should be coming out, so perhaps we do pump into that announcement. I wouldn't be surprised if we pumped into the announcement, and then the day that the identity anchor has been pushed out or whatever, that it's accessible, usable, implemented into the ecosystem, whatever it is, that'll probably be a sell the news event as well. So, here you had your Coinbase listing, moved up a little bit afterwards, and then selling off. I think that we have more to go. Again, I think that we are in this greater kind of V-shaped recovery. And yes, we've got a red day here or there, but I don't really care. I think that we still are in this V-shaped recovery, and we're going to move higher. I would at least expect that this move continues, persists up to like 75 cents. I would at least expect something like that before we see any kind of significant consolidation phase, right? But it's very possible that we move higher, that we move up to prices that are above $1 and even beyond that before we see any kind of serious consolidation. Ultimately, we've really been seeing serious consolidation since June, and we're ready to break out. We're ready to go higher. KTA is making a name for itself, and I feel like people are talking about it more now than they have really all cycle. So, and it's at a very low point. Like really, if you look at it, a lot of people are looking here. They're like, wow, I wish I bought here, but now it's too high. But look at the grand picture. Look at the grand scope of all this, okay? If we were up here and you bought down here, you were a genius. Hell, if you bought here, you were a genius if we were up here. You know what I mean? We're sizably, we are far away from any of these targets which were desirable for a very long time. Throughout this whole existence here, we are literally at some of the most desirable price. So go down, whatever. You're at 50.7 cents. Go down lower. Do it. I dare you. Go down to 43 cents. An area that we found support before, and then both times, 2 days later, we saw prices all the way up at 84 cents. 2 days later here, we saw prices all the way up at 64 cents. We're very near significant areas of support. So if anybody's bought KTA or thinking about buying KTA, let's just say that this is a really good area to buy. Don't let this negative 10% day throw you off, okay? I literally bought the high, man. I literally bought the high. At least the momentary high right now, right? But again, you might feel dumb right now if you're like me and you bought the high, right? You might feel dumb, just like this guy felt dumb. But eventually you'll feel smart. You know what I mean? Just it's okay to buy the high. It's not okay to buy the high and sell the low, especially. And just think of it this way: not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but hear me out. If you didn't, let's say you bought wherever. Let's say you bought somewhere in this range for KTA recently. If you didn't buy, and you have worries now and you're thinking about selling, if you didn't buy here, but you were thinking about buying, and now you see this day that's down 10%, would you think it's a good time to buy now? You probably would. It's a really good area to buy, obviously on the charts. The only reason why people are panicking at all is if they bought at a high point and now they're in the red, right? Don't get desperate. Just be patient. It's okay to buy a relevant high. Just don't sell the relevant low or relative high, relative low. I think it's like the same thing, but anyways, 1 hour time frame here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, RSI is disgusting. It's disgusting, you guys. This is terrible. You know what's great is that this is terrible. What's great is that this is literally some of the lowest readings on your RSI that you've seen in quite some time. Like, you don't really get much lower than this, right? Like a little bit maybe. What's great is that you've seen this absolutely disgusting RSI turn of events here, and all you have to show is a higher low. That's it, man. I know a lot of people are probably looking at this thinking that we've broken out, we've broken the trend line. Now the trend is over. No, it's not, right? You got a low here, you got a higher low here, a higher low there, a higher low there, a higher low there. We're still in an uptrend, higher lows, man. Hell, we could come all the way back down here, and there's still, it's debatable that we're in a higher low trend, right? I mean, overall, who's to say this is probably a very significant low here. I'd say this is a significant low. All these other lows are kind of pointless. Not pointless, but less significant, I would say. Maybe this one was significant and we broke below that, but overall we still do have higher lows. If we're looking at this here, from the low to this high here, you didn't even hit your 382, okay? Didn't even hit your 382 there. To this high here, you didn't even hit your 382 there. To this high here, we are just below the 236, and I would bet that we don't even hit our 382 here. So go lower, I dare you. We're going to move up soon. We're going to move up very soon. And typically it's moments like this where you're below this trend line. It's actually the best time to buy. Typically. Not always, but typically. Very disgusting RSI. We've cooled way the hell off, and all we've done, we're really at the same. Imagine this, guys. We're at the same area here that we were when the RSI was at these overbought zones, right? Stochastics are ugly, and again, it's not that terrible. MACD looks ugly as well. Let's see. Bullish divergence. We got bullish divergence. Look at that severe divergence there, guys. All the way dating back here. Look at that. It's spectacular. It really is. As long as we don't drop too much lower, I think that that's good. Yeah, and we're at areas to find support. It just makes sense. RSI doesn't have bullish divergence. No bullish divergence. Or I guess you do have on the stochastics. You have some as well. So we might expect a little bit of turbulence here. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. And again, you're finding it. Wouldn't it be sad if this was the V right here? That was our V-shaped recovery. That was it. We did it perfectly, and now we're done. I mean, it's very possible. This is the tricky part. Not always, but sometimes V-shaped recoveries are tricky, right? You might look all the way up here and be like, that's clearly where the V started, but maybe not. I mean, maybe it's right here. We definitely moved right up to that line and then found resistance right there. But again, I think if we were to go lower, the lowest at this point in time that I could see us going would probably be about 45 cents, 45.6 cents. Go lower than that, I dare you, but I doubt that you do. It's a prime area to find support right there. The fact that we're below the 236 tells me that we probably are at a really good area to find support. The MACD, or sorry, the RSI here on the 4-hour time frame, very overbought, very nice look here. Now you're at the 40, great area to bounce, perfect area to bounce. We found resistance here before, support right there, resistance right there, support right there. Going back in time, I'm sure we even find other points of significance there. Can we go lower? Absolutely, but I don't think, I can't imagine that we'd go too much lower. Really what's nice is that we have this lower low here in the RSI while still providing a higher low in the price overall, right? Again, your RSI here is lower than it was here, and yet you still had enough room to run where you could see this growth over here. Now we're even lower. I think that we've just cooled off. We're ready to rip. And probably what we've done is shake out the weak hands with this kind of movement here. Stochastics are oversold, perfect area to bounce. The MACD building a lot of bearish momentum. Building a lot. Notice this, right? Notice how strong this move is, right? The histogram really helps us determine how strong a move is, because the further away that the blue line diverges from the orange line, that promotes some bearish momentum being built, right? Look at the severity of this move relevant to its price action. We haven't seen something this low since October 4th, okay? And we do get lower. Sometimes we get lower, but this is like the, I mean, we go back in time, you typically don't go too much lower than this on your histogram. One of the more severe bearish moves that we've seen since September 26th, really. We could go a little bit lower, perhaps we do go lower, but the thing is that we're probably at a low point here again, right? This, just because we go a little bit lower, I mean, hell, we could drop 5 cents from here. Just because we go a little bit lower doesn't mean that, you know, another 10% down would be 5 cents. Doesn't mean that we're in any kind of trouble. In fact, the fact that we've shown so much strength to the downside, right? This is a strong move, by the way, of the histogram, and yet the price action is, it's not really doing much. That really does excite me. That makes me think that we've got more to go. I would think of it like this. This is a phase 1 up. This is our consolidation phase. And then phase 2 up, or I guess our phase 3, it's 1, 2, 3. The next phase should be bigger than this first phase. Let's actually run with that idea here. Low to high. Again, hit that like button and subscribe, you guys, if you're enjoying the video. Low to high here. Let's imagine that we do go lower. Okay, let's imagine that we don't find support here. Let's imagine that we find support. Let's put it down all the way here at 45 cents. Let's do it. 44.6 cents, even better. So if we do move down here and we move at a very similar pace to what we saw here, I would think that we actually see a bigger move, because typically it's that. Let's just show an example of this. Let's see. What do we got? I don't know if we have any examples actually. I mean, this could be it right here, I suppose. You dropped down, you had your pullback, and then you had your initial move up here. Okay, so initial move here, low to high, and then your next move overall, to be fair, was larger. It was larger from a low to a high, right? It took more time, but it was larger overall. If we measure here from a low here to a high there, that's 112%. Low here to a high there. Oh, it's not larger, that's 84%. Well, whatever. That might not be a good example. I thought it was larger. That might not be a good example, but that's okay. I mean, this was the beginning of more to come. We did inevitably grow larger than that overall, 195%. But that's the point that I'm trying to make here, is that regardless if it happens in the same amount of time, that was kind of a bad example right there. It looked larger. I guess it wasn't. regardless if it happens in the same amount of time, if it happens by the 1st of November or not, I would expect that we do see a larger move coming out of this. We might move down just a little bit, but then typically 1, 2, the third leg here should be larger than the first leg and faster as well. And that's nice, actually, looking at this right here. If we were to move down, let's say we move down here to 44, 45 cents, and then we come up, that would put us right at $1, which is psychological resistance. That might be a good point to find some turbulence there. But looking at the 4-hour MACD, the stochastics, I definitely think that we're at a point to find support. The RSI right here at the 40, definitely at an area to find support. We can go lower. The best thing about this is we can go lower and we're still not in jeopardy. It's just a better time to buy, if anything. I've got nothing else to say, really. I think the KTA is on its way to new all-time highs. Ultimately, that's pretty much what I'm expecting here. And by the end of November, we should see prices that are anywhere from $2.52 by the end of November to $4.26. Sorry, 62 cents by the end of November. Something that is on the lines of a 5x to a 9x move. There's not a lot of history on this chart, but I'm sure that if we looked at another chart, we could find. I want to like vindicate myself with this idea that the next move is going to be larger. I'm not going to do it here. I don't want to spend more time, but typically after you've had a significant pullback, if you do see an impulsive count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that third leg is bigger, and I truly would not be surprised at all if this next move took us up to like $1.20, 30 cents, something like that. That's the expectation, either by the end of October, if not the first week of November. That's the expectation. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.